Okay. So we are going to talk about thread life cycle. Okay. So in the last class we have seen, you guys have been through the video, right?
Yes, baby.
Kritika?
Yeah, I just saw that. I've been through the initial videos also. Yeah.
So you see like how to create a thread, right? So what I was doing in the last all these three videos that you've seen. So first I used to create a thread class, right? So first I used to create a thread, and then I used to start the thread, right? By using
Yeah.
start method, right?
Yes.
Okay. So just assume a thread is like a person. Okay. So you can assign a task to a person. Okay. And then you ask them to do it. They start doing the task. Okay. And then he will wait for some time. Like he take a rest. He again do your task. And then once your task is done, okay, the person which got allocated to you for your specific work or specific task got released, right? So basically, it's like the first is to create a thread, then start it, right? And then it will run, means it will do his and her work, and then once the work is done, right, it will get terminated. So there are three phases, the basic three phases. The first phase is start. Okay. The second phase is run, and the third phase is terminated. Terminated means once it's done the task, it will get terminated. Okay. So this is straightforward. You can start a thread. Thread run. Run means it will do your work. It's got terminated. Okay. So once it's got terminated, the life cycle of thread is complete. This is the basic understanding. Okay. So in Java thread, they are having certain life cycle phases. Okay. And each phase, okay, with the help of certain method, we'll from one phase to another phase we can switch. Okay, switch or we can move. Okay. So we'll talk about that first. Okay. So first, the first state of your thread is new. Okay. So new means when you just created the thread. Okay. And then you call a start method on that. You remember I was calling start, right? T1 dot start, T2 dot start, right? Once
Yeah.
once you call start, right, then it's come into runnable state. Runnable. Okay. Runnable you can say ready to run. Okay. So ready to run also you can say that. Run. But a state is runnable, new runnable. Okay. So now after runnable, okay, it will go in three ways. Okay. The first way is straightforward. It will once start running, there is no issue in the code. It will directly go to CPU scheduler. Okay, because you can create a thread, but who will assign memory and CPU and all, sorry, processor to this thread? CPU scheduler, right? So it will go to CPU scheduler, and CPU scheduler assign some task and start running. Okay, running in the sense executing your code. Okay, let's start running. So once it start running, okay, so once its run is complete, like natural flow. So once run is complete, then it will be, sorry, 1 second. DAD dead. So it will dead. Okay. So from running to dead, how it will go? So once your task is done, everything go as it is. This is the flow. Run new. From new you call start. It will go to runnable. From runnable it will get assign the CPU and all, and whatever task you want to execute will get executed, and then this is the normal flow. Okay, but what happens when it's ready to run? Okay, and then let assume JVM run out of memory, right? So JVM run out of memory means abnormally JVM got terminated. Okay, or JVM doesn't able to, not able to get the memory that it's required to run that. So what happens? JVM terminate it abnormally. So in that case also it will become dead. Okay, so let me write JVM failure. So it will go to dead state. Okay, okay. Now once in running state, okay. So let us assume it's running, everything is fine. There are other state also. Okay, so we are having we call it sleep, wait, and blocked. So let us assume it is running, and you want that thread to be get slipped, or you want to be a thread to take a certain a time of rest, or you can say you want to make that thread to wait for certain period of time, right? Okay, so there are three phases from here: 1, 2, 3. So let assume your thread is running, or the person in which whom you assign the task, it is doing his task. So what happened? You ask him, you call a command on him, sleep for 30 seconds or sleep for 40 seconds. Okay, or wait for 30 seconds or 40 seconds. Okay, so there are two states. One is sleep, you ask him to sleep. Second state, you ask him to wait. And third state, so whatever time, let us assume you assign him some task and he's not able to find out the resource, or resource is not available, right? Let us ask him to book a ticket, that person, but when person is doing a booking, internet is not working. So in that case what happened? The person got blocked, right? So in all of these three states, right, from sleep, from wait, from blocked, so blocked means sleep means it will again ready to run. Once he wake up, he start doing his work, right? So it will go to ready to run. Okay, now you are in wait state. So wait state, so you ask him to wait for 30 minutes, 30 seconds, 40 seconds. So after, once the wait period is over, right, it will go to run state. Okay, then the resource that he is looking for, right, which was not available, it's got blocked, right? And suddenly he come to know that, okay, now internet is working fine, so request resource is available now, so start running. Okay, so if you see this diagram, right, so in this diagram we are having a phase called new. When you call it start, it's going to the run state or runnable state. From runnable state, it is going to, once if it's successful run everything, all of your task, it will go to dead, right? And if not, if you call sleep, you call wait, you call block, it will go to ready to run state again once the sleep or wait or block got over. So what we learned today is, okay, new to runnable to dead to sleep to wait and block. So from wait, how it will go to runnable, from sleep, how it will go to ready to run, right? So these things we'll learn. Okay, and this is like running state to runnable state, so vice versa. So from runnable to running to runnable, it will keep running, and it's keep changing the state. Okay, okay, so now we will, this is the diagram, we'll go in each step in detail, and again we'll draw that one. Okay, okay, the first state that I talked about is new state. Okay. So new state basically means what? New state means, you remember the class name my thread, right? Correct. So you are just creating thread. Sorry, you are just creating thread object. THREAD thread T1 equal to new thread, and you remember my thread object. So let us assume you are having here, you created my thread class, you remember, right? My thread th equal to new my thread. Okay, so you will just pass here th. So this piece of line, when this piece of line got executed, we call it new. Clear to everyone? Kritika?
Yeah, sorry, I'm listening. Yes.
Yeah. So I'm talking about new state. Okay. So new state means once you create the thread, but start method, we are not calling start method on that thread. So that phase is called as new state. So if someone asks when the thread is in new state, so you just demonstrate with this code. My thread th new my thread is our class which implement runnable. Okay. In previous video you can check that. Then you have a,
Yeah.
so this is new state. So I'm talking about this phase. Okay. Okay, let me.
Okay.
This one, this is new phase. Now runnable state. So when it will from new to runnable, how it will come? So we'll see what is runnable state. So runnable. Okay. So if you go to runnable state, so basically what happens? So what is the thread name? T1, right? You just remember this piece of code that we have created. So T1. So when you call T1 dot start, so what happened? A transition will happen. Okay.
Yeah, it will become runnable.
Yes. So it will move to runnable. T1 move to runnable state. Clear?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's ready to run. What is this? Ready to run.
Right.
You remember this? Here, ready to run, runnable, ready to run. Right? So it is waiting
Yeah.
for scheduler. Okay. So once it's runnable, so what it will do? It will ready to occupy a CPU time or whatever a unit of time that he need to run his code, right? So it's ready to run. It will go to scheduler. Now scheduler will decide, right, when it will get executed. Okay, so basically it's ready to run and it's not dependent on CPU scheduler. CPU scheduler, right? It will wait for CPU scheduler. Once it's got allocated, it start running. Okay. So if someone asks how you move from new to runnable state, so what you will say? When you call a start method, right, the T1 thread move from new state to ready to run state. Once it's moved ready to run state, okay, it will wait for operating system scheduler to assign a CPU time which that thread need. Okay, once it's get assigned, it start running. Clear? Okay. So now
Yeah.
the third state, right? So third state is, if you see here, so it's running, it's dead. So dead means if you do his task properly, it will be like it's completed its life cycle, this flow. So it's come here, so got assigned, it's running complete, it's become dead. So this life cycle is completed. Okay. Now we'll talk about this life cycle from run. Let assume you want to change your thread state to wait or to sleep or to blocked, right? So it's got blocked for certain reason, right? So in which scenario it will go to block state? So anytime when resource is not available. Okay, we'll talk about first block. Let me write it down. So block state, you might not understand right now, but as a life cycle, we have to understand first. So that is the reason I'm explaining right now. When I teach you this synchronization block and all, you will understand. But right now also, so block state basically what happened. Let assume if you assign certain task to the thread and thread looking for a resource and that resource is not available. Your thread is waiting for that resource to be available. So in that scenario, your thread will become block. So let assume there is a method called M1, okay, and which is synchronized. Okay, which is synchronized, and your thread is waiting to access this method M1. Let assume your T1 thread is waiting to get access of this method M1. Okay, but due to this is a synchronized one thread at a time, already one thread is getting executed. So your thread have to wait, right, until a previous thread execution is done, because in synchronized block at a time only one thread can get executed, right? So this
Yeah.
so T1 thread, okay, is waiting for once let assume already a T0 thread is using this method. So once T0 thread execution is done, then only T1 will get allowed, right? So what happened? So what we can say? So T1 is blocked because of T0, right?
Yeah.
It's a synchronized block. Okay, you will understand more this part. So once this T0 task is done, the object is available to for T1, right? And that time this T1 will get this section, right? Synchronized section M1, and it will execute his task. Clear? So this is block state. Block state anyhow will, when we see what is why thread will go into the block state and all, that we'll learn in detail. But if right now if someone asks you what is block state, so you just say, let assume there is a method, a synchronized method, where a thread is already getting executed, and the another thread is waiting for that, right? To waiting for the access of that method, right? So in that scenario, the thread will go to blocked state. Okay. Basically, thread wait for object. Okay. And there is a lock mechanism that we'll talk later once we talk about synchronization block and all. Okay. So right now, if I talk, it doesn't make any sense. Now the fourth state. Okay. We have waiting state. Okay. What is waiting state? So waiting state means, so let assume you are having T1, you did T1 dot start, right? You did T1 dot star, and due to for certain reason, right? For certain reason, you call a wait method, right? On okay. Let assume this is T1. You call a start. Okay. Start running. Now it is going, it is accessing a method synchronize void execute. Execute some, right? And what happens inside the method, you have called this wait, right? So when thread is accessing this method, you call a wait, right? So what happens? Your thread state which is running will move to wait. So move a thread from running state to wait state. Which method we need? We need a wait method. Okay. So it will go to wait state. So till when it will be there in wait state? So it will be in wait state until you call or until another thread notifies it. Until another thread notify it. Okay, what is notify? So let assume you went to a doctor clinic and you are waiting for your turn, right? Doctor make you wait, right? You are waiting. So till when you will wait, right? So there are two types of waiting. They will tell you, okay, you wait, I will call you, right? I wait for 30 seconds, I wait for 1 hour, I wait for 2 hours, and then you directly come to cabin. So two type of wait. Okay. So in first type, they will, when you go to the doctor clinic, they will ask you, okay, can you wait? You waited. Till when you will wait? Until someone call you, someone notify you, please come, right? Correct? So,
Yeah.
so this is the thing here. So if you see here, you are waiting, right? You are waiting. You wait until two scenario here. Notify and notify. There is a method called notify. Another method, notify all, that we'll talk about. So with help of these methods, they will notify you to now your waiting time is over. You can come to ready to run state. Understand? Okay.
Yes.
You guys are able to understand, right? What I'm talking.
Yeah, I can understand that.
So now waiting state. So waiting state to someone notify.
Again, yeah.
Once they will notify you, you will move to ready to run state.
Ready to run state.
Now there are two methods, notify and notify all. Okay. So we'll see what is the use of notify, what is the use of notify all. That is different part, different thing. Okay. Now the another state is which we call timed waiting. Okay. What is timed waiting? Timed waiting.
Okay.
Let assume when you go to visit a doctor, right? And they will tell you, okay, can you wait for 30 minutes, right? So this is, I'm talking about timed waiting. Now in time waiting, there are multiple things. Okay. The first thing, let assume if they call this one thread dot sleep, and they will say this value, right? This is millisecond. So this piece of code, right? They will write in method inside a method. So what happened when thread encounter this? Thread said, okay, they are asking me to sleep. So your thread will go into sleep state for how many times? For how many seconds? 5 milliseconds, right?
5 minutes. Yeah.
And then we are having a wait. Similarly, we are having a wait, and here they can also pass. Okay. So what is difference between this and this? In sleep, your specified time is over. It will directly move to ready to run state. Okay. Okay. Now there are other thing also. There is a method called join that we'll see in code that also have like this. You can specify. So what happened? Once, let assume one thread is running, right? And if you did join, so another thread will join the flow after certain after certain uh, seconds or hours, like whatever you just pass, right? In this argument, right? Okay. So what happened? If someone asks when it will go to timed waiting state, so what I will say, there are three ways: thread dot sleep, pass a second. From ready to run, it will move to sleep state. Wait, it will move to wait state. Join, right? It will wait for certain amount of time to get started. Okay. So all this we'll see. Now the sixth state, which we call dead state or termination state, terminated, right? Or you can also call it dead. I call it dead state. Okay. Or call it terminated. So how it will go to terminated? Once thread done with the execution, right? Thread is stop, it's moved to terminated state. This is clear, right? Once thread execution is done, thread move to
Remove to terminated state.
terminated state or dead state. Or if JVM get terminated, right? In this two scenario, it will move to dead state or terminated state. Clear? So this flow is clear. This diagram, right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
clear.
Okay. Now we'll see. We have to see what they will do is they will get you confused. Okay. So let us assume you are new state. So they will say when you will go to runnable state from new. So you will say if you call start, if you do the action start, it will go to runnable state. They will say, okay, let us assume you are okay. Let us assume you are runnable state. When you will go to running state, you will say when CPU got assigned. Like if CPU got assigned, then only you will go to running state, right? Otherwise, if CPU not get assigned, you will be ready to runnable state, ready to run state, not running. So we'll see. Okay. So we'll see here. We'll have here state, right? State and action, and then next state. Clear? What is the first state? New.
New.
What action you will take? You take action called start. So what is the next state?
Runnable.
Runnable. Okay. Let us assume you are in runnable state. What? Okay. From runnable, what happened? It is waiting for CPU scheduler to get CPU assigned, right? Okay. There are two scenarios. Either you will get CPU, either you will not get CPU assigned. So if you will get running unit, we call it, okay, running unit assigned, or let assume CPU assigned. Once CPU assigned, in which state you will go?
Running state.
Running, right? Okay. If CPU not got assigned, you are in runnable and no CPU assigned. Not
Dead state.
which state?
Dead.
No, you still in runnable, right?
Oh, yeah, okay, sorry. Okay,
You still in runnable because not assigned.
yeah, it's still
Right, you are
waiting
waiting.
for the CPU to
You
get
are
assigned. Yes.
now you are in scheduler context. Once CPU is available, scheduler will assign you, right?
Okay.
Okay, I found this on the web file. Can you?
So it's good. Okay. So you are in runnable state. Okay. Now you are running. You are in running state, right? And running state, someone call wait or join. Then which state you will go?
Wait.
Waiting.
Waiting. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's assume you are in running state. Running state have three scenarios, right? You are in running state. And then someone call sleep. and pass 500 or 5 milliseconds. So which state you will move? Timed
Timer waiting. Okay. Yeah.
timed
Timed
wait.
waiting.
All the state you can check, get a state. You can check the state, or when you run the thread, will probably today is only 6 minutes left. In tomorrow class, we'll run. We can able to see each and every state. Okay. Now you are in running state. Okay. And let's assume resource is not available. So which state you will go?
Block.
Blocked state.
Okay, correct. Okay. So now you are in blocked state. Okay. And now resource is available.
Runnable.
Which state you will go? You
Sure.
will runnable.
Running. Yeah, running.
Runnable. So any of the
Runnable.
you will go to runnable. You cannot go from runnable only. You will go to running. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Always remember, from runnable
Okay.
only will go to running.
Running. Okay. Fine.
Yeah. So now from blocked if resource. Okay. So now from running you can move to runnable. If from everywhere you are able to move to runnable. What about, you remember when you call sleep.time, you will go to timed waiting. When you call wait, you will go to waiting. So what happened when you are a waiting state? What happened? We are in waiting state and someone have to notify you. So which is the method? Notify method. So when notify get called, which state you will move? You will move to runnable.
Runnable state.
Okay, you always write state is in capital. Okay,
Okay.
I'm writing in the small case, but you always write in capital state, not the action. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Let us assume you are in timed waiting. Okay, and time expire. Let us assume I ask you to wait for 30 minutes. It got expired. So from time
Runnable.
to where you will move? You will move to
Runnable.
Runnable.
runnable, right? Okay. Now you are in running state. This is a final. Okay, and execution complete. In which state you will move?
Okay. I don't know. Terminate. Okay.
Terminated, dead, because
Dead. Yeah, okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
So okay. So clear. In tomorrow class, we'll see the next class, right? We'll see all of this from one state to another state. Get the how to get the state, what is the use of join, everything, and how to call notify and all. Okay. So for today, let me stop the